What's up guys, DreamcastGuy here, and I just finished watching the Microsoft press announcement for E3 2014, and holy crap, was it just jam-packed with amazing games. I actually screamed in absolute ecstasy 3 separate times during this thing. Let me go through my list of notes here. So, first off, they were talking about Dance Central. Dance Central is going to have a new one called Dance Central Spotlight. It's going to be digital only on Xbox One. Big whoop. Forza Horizon 2. This was another one they mentioned early on. Not a big whoop. Sunset Overdrive. We actually got to see a bunch of gameplay this time. But I still, for some reason, I thought the original demos of it looked a lot better. These were all the early announcements, and I think they got them out of the way early on purpose, because I knew this was stuff that people would see and be, okay, cool, our appetite's whetted, what else you got? The thing that absolutely just made me fucking lose my shit right off the bat was Assassin's Creed Unity. So now for Assassin's Creed Unity, we know it of course takes place during in Paris during the Revolution. But this time, the play demo was a live play demo on stage with 4 people. It was a 4-player co-op mission where they break into the Marquis Dupont's mansion while he's having a party, while there's literally all the peasants are outside trying to kill all the guards and get in and decapitate all the royals, which happened during the Revolution. And so we basically see the assassins kill a bunch of the guards, sneak in, and throw Dupont out. And just basically be like, look, this isn't our job. We're not here to kill them. We're here to make sure the wheels of history move at the right pace. It was awesome. Just seeing 4 players swiftly move through crowds and subtly take out targets, and one person causing distraction here so that they can yank a guy into a side room. I want to play that so badly. If it was literally an Xbox One exclusive for that co-op, I would buy an Xbox One just for that co-op. That's how good it looked. Although, due to the rest of this list, I'm definitely buying an Xbox One no matter what now. I mean, holy shit. Alright, so the next one, Fable Legends. Fable Legends we've seen a little bit about. Of course, it's going to be a big 4-player co-op version of Fable. And it looks cool, but this one really kind of got me turned off of it. Now, let me explain why. So in this, we got to see the hero of strength, the hero of will, and the hero of skill. So basically, the guy who's good with guns, the person who's good with magic, and the good who's good with hammers, bows, swords, that kind of thing. So they team up, and they fight off a bunch of monsters, and that was cool, but at the end, they're like, did you just see that cool gauntlet they went through? Well, that was made by a player, because the 4th person plays as the enemy. The enemy sets it all up in like a Dungeons and Dragons style way, but it looked so cookie cutter. It literally showed them like highlight like zone 1 and like go to a drop down and put enemies in there. It kind of took the magic away when I was like, oh, a team of programmers made this nice, fluid, ramping up, challenging dungeon. It's like, oh, this is done by a cookie cutter cut and paste style dungeon maker. It's kind of like, oh, that, I don't know, it seems like would take some of the magic away. I'm sure there's going to end up being people who only do certain styles. People are going to figure out what's the hardest way to build a dungeon, and then only build the dungeon that way. So next on the list was Project Spark. Now the reason Project Spark maybe absolutely is my shit is it basically looks like Microsoft's version of Little Big Planet. You get tools to make any sort of game you want, and it shows people making like dungeons full of like zombies, like skeleton dragons, and then we see like an ancient dragon. There's somebody fucking using a chainsaw right outside my window. I apologize for that background noise. But then at the very end, we see Conker from Conker's Bad Fur Day walk up, and it says Project Spark, and he chainsaws his way through the thing, and he's like, 10 years without a new game? That's just a shame. Guess we're going to have to make ours in this. And it says Conker exclusively in Project Spark, which means we're going to be able to make Conker levels. Conker! From Conker's Bad Fur Day. All the toilet humor, all the crazy gags. I bet we're going to be able to make like drunk chickens in maps. That is so amazing. It showed shit like going on in space, making crazy space levels, weird cartoonish third-person shooterish type action. Project Spark looks so fucking intriguing. Alright, now next up on the list is the Halo Master Chief Collection. We'd heard rumors about this, that it was going to be Halos 1 through 4 in one collection, but we hadn't heard the full extent of it. Well, now we do. Now, it's going to, of course, be Halo 1 through 4. Super duper. But what's really sweet is, so we're getting Halo 1 Anniversary Collection, which came out on Xbox 360. We're getting Halo 2 Anniversary Collection, which is going to be a totally redone graphically, but everything else will be completely intact. That's what they said. They're like, it's going to be Halo 2 untouched, unedited. We're not doing anything except upgrading the graphics because we knew that we did a great job on it. Halo 2 had a multiplayer feel that all the other ones just, they came away from. I'm not even going to say they lost that feel. They just went away from that. So in the demo they showed, it showed a bunch of the best Halo 2 players in the world come back and snipe the shit out of each other on attrition and show off the gorgeous graphics and showing dual wielding being back in the game, people getting blown up with rockets. We saw that elites are being used again, so it's going to be back to being Spartans versus elites. It looked crazy awesome. In the Halo collection, we're also having the original Halo 3 and Halo 4, all in one big bundle, all on Xbox One. And by buying it, you're also getting you get some sort of inside access to Halo Flashpoint, which is going to be the new TV show, and then Halo 5 Guardians, you get to be in on the beta for the multiplayer. Now, the multiplayer little clip they showed made it look trippy. It looked so out there. I really want to know in the universe what the storyline's going to be with this new multiplayer. It looks really good. Rise of Tomb Raider. So this trailer started really interesting because it looked like we were going to be seeing a clip of Assassin's Creed Comet, the rumored last-gen game we're going to be getting. They said that they're going to basically be making one last Assassin's Creed, and it's going to be on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 exclusively. I thought this was because we see a person slumped over in a chair wearing a hoodie and a psychiatrist being like, "Good, good, you're facing your fears. You need to get out more." And we see all these clips of the person in a hoodie running through jungles and cutting through all this stuff and diving off a cliff with a climbing hook, and they attach to a wall barely before falling off the cliff. And you click back to the psychiatrist being like, "Have an adventure, live a little, make some memories." And then the character pulls itself up and goes into this cavern and gets out a bow and arrow and silently takes out a guard and then takes the hood off. And you hear the psychiatrist go, "There's two kinds of people. The people who hide when they face terrible stress, that ball it all up, and the people who do otherwise. Do you know what we say about them, Laura?" And she goes, "They become who they were meant to be." And we see Lara Croft bust into her first tomb, and it says, "Rise of the Tomb Raider." That looked really good. I am really on board. I liked the original one, of course, but it's cool to see that they're like, no, we're basically going to go back through the whole Lara Croft universe, but with the new Lara Croft. It looked epic! Okay, so next one up is Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. They showed a bunch more of the gameplay mechanics. We saw how it's going to work a little bit better. We saw a lot of live demo. He's hunting a griffin in this one, and they're showing his hunting senses. So he sticks the griffin with a particular arrow that makes it bleed a lot, but not really get hurt in any other way. So he's following the blood trail through the woods as it's flying away, and he stumbles upon some bandits. So he kills the bandits and saves this woman, has a short conversation with her, and he decides to tell her the truth. Like, "Look, I didn't really mean to save you. I was here for the griffin." And she's like, "Okay, fine, go get the griffin." And so he's like, "All right, I'll double back for you." And then the guy who's introducing this game, like the creative developer, says, "Oh yeah, that's the whole thing, is that there's going to be a lot of side quests, and since we saved her, we can actually come back later, and it opens up an extra set of faction quests that we wouldn't have had if we hadn't stopped." That's interesting. It's nice to show that Witcher 3 has such a big world. I'm interested to see more of it. I still don't know if I'm sold on it. I just haven't played the previous Witcher games. Maybe that's part of it. But this demo alone was just kind of like, okay, cool. This is the one that blew my mind more than anything. I thought I was going to cry. Phantom Dust. Now, if you've never heard of Phantom Dust, never played Phantom Dust, it was like a card action game on the original Xbox. You built an arsenal that had a bunch of cards which had energy, the ability to jump or dodge or make your hands into swords or to shoot long-range projectiles or to teleport to the enemy base and destroy their orbs so they can't get any more energy. Very tactical, very interesting. The guy comes out, and it's the guy who basically made Killer Instinct, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we wanted to make a game." And so it shows a trailer, and it's a guy sitting on a park bench in this like nice New York looking Central Park looking thing, and all of a sudden there's a flash, and all of a sudden it's totally torn up, and somebody comes at him and starts attacking him, and it shows them charging up in the Phantom Dust way, and it says Phantom Dust. Now this is exciting to me as somebody who loved the Phantom Dust series, because the story of the Phantom Dust universe, just real fast in a nutshell, is that something happened to the Earth. Everybody is gone. Every single person is gone. This guy basically comes back from space travel. He like goes around and he gets stuck near a black hole, and when he comes back, all the humans are gone, and all that's there is this dust. And he can pull the dust into himself and make things. So he makes trees. He remakes all the cities. He remakes all the people. but they have no memories. He doesn't know how to make memories, so all these people are just wandering along and living in this underground world, afraid to go up to the surface where the phantom dust is. If you go up and breathe the dust, you forget everything you know. So it looks like maybe in this game we're actually going to go around more on the surface and see people who are starting to remember the real world and see what happened. I'm so excited for that one. So excited. They did another like 8-minute demo for The Division, and in this they showed a lot more how the mechanics work of the AI, which was cool to me. It showed them pulling targets into traps. It showed people changing around their talent trees so that they could throw out landmines here and tase this guy and snap that guy, and they try and like tactically take out this group before they can get before they can alert their reinforcements. And one of the guys gets away and does bring in a bunch of reinforcements, so they have to go into hiding and deal with all these specialty units that show up. And what I liked is that I got the feeling that you have very limited health, that it is, you're shot, you're dead type of thing. So they really had to do tactically and move here and get this guy here and all hide in one spot. And there's a guy with a minigun at one point, and they're like, all right, wait for he's out of ammo, wait till he's out of ammo. All right, get him now. And they all like team up and shoot him in the knees, face, and head, just all simultaneously to knock him out. That chainsaw right outside is so fucking ridiculous. I apologize. Scalebound was a new game that they just announced. It shows a guy, the normal thing we see now, the witty like, hey, I'm just a handsome guy who happens to save the world. Whoa, look at this giant monster behind me. It's like a forest demon. Oh no, a dragon lands in front of me. And he like winks at the dragon. The dragon blows fire and hits that thing, so the two monsters start fighting each other. And the guy all of a sudden grows this weird suit of scales and grabs onto the dragon and starts controlling the dragon and makes it kill the big monster and fly over and starting this giant Hydra-looking thing. And then it just is scalebound. I don't know what to think of it. It looked interesting, but I mean, with so little of a teaser, I'm not even going to bother really sharing my thoughts on it. And the last one was crazy. It's just called Crackdown. Now, it looks like Crackdown 3. Obviously, it's got to be Crackdown 3. We hear the narrator from Crackdown 1 and 2, and we see this guy who's up on top of this giant tower, and there's a drone flying along, and it's like, oh, you're the head of the Los Muertos gang. You've done pretty well for yourself. And you see the drone flying in, and all of a sudden, the tower that the guy's playing pool in, the like head of the Los Muertos, automatically has all these turrets that shoot the fuck out of the drone and make it crash. And then you hear the narrator guy be like, oh yes, you took over one gang after another, like dominoes. You took over the entire city. Well, here at the agency, we like dominoes. And so you see all the agents from all the games come out in co-op and start shooting barrels and blow up one building, which knocks over the next building, and they crash a giant fuel truck 3/4 at the top of this one building and blow it up, which launches the entire top of that building over and hits his building. So it's just this big, crazy, epic, giant-looking thing. So that's it. Okay, sorry, I'm rambling. Watch. If I had to give you 5 trailers to watch, just on your own, I would say Tomb Raider, definitely. Assassin's Creed, definitely. Halo, Master Chief Collection, definitely. Phantom Dust, definitely. And Crackdown, definitely. Those 5. Microsoft, good on you. I'm buying an Xbox One probably next week when I get paid, because that looked amazing. Stay tuned, because when I reactivate my Xbox Live account, I'm going to be putting it in the thing so you guys can add me and play. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Sorry again about that stupid motherfucker with a chainsaw right outside my window. This has been Dreamcast Guy. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. But as always, keep dreaming, but god damn that fucking chainsaw.